WTBN, WTOM-TV, Traverse City, Cadillac, Sheboygan. Covering all of northern Michigan. Your only 24-hour news and weather source. This is News Channel 7 and 4. First at 5.
The president stands his ground defending airstrikes against Iraq.
The state lends a hand in preserving Pearl Lake.
And impeachment hearings are set to begin. Good evening, I'm Molly Henneberg.
And I am Dave Walker. Leading our news this evening, the House moving on impeachment proceedings.
Even as missiles are hitting Iraq for the second day. House Republican leaders announced this afternoon that hearings will begin tomorrow morning, and the impeachment vote is expected on Saturday. Jim Hanchett joins us live from Washington with the latest, and we have found out that the impeachment hearings are supposed to begin tomorrow at 9 a.m. We go now live to Jim Hanchett.
Good evening. Day 2 of the attack is well underway, and it is increasingly clear now that it will continue even as the House of Representatives begins debating whether the president should be removed from office. This second wave of U.S. airstrikes is no middle-of-the-night sucker punch. It's a deadly display of cruise missiles and anti-aircraft fire in prime time, 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the Baghdad evening. It will be daybreak before this damage is assessed. Pentagon officials are already showing off photos of the impact of last night's first round.
I can say that last night, U.S. forces struck more than 50 separate targets.
This is Saddam's military intelligence headquarters. These are barracks for his special guards. 4 out of 5 now rubble. Iraqis show off damage too. They say this is a residential neighborhood. These are innocent victims. This is a rice warehouse.
It has been yesterday destroyed by military aggression which has taken place under the direction of Clinton.
The president is getting heat in Baghdad and in Washington. He's asked what he would say to Republicans who charge the attack as an impeachment diversion.
That it's not true, that what I did was the right thing for the country. I don't think any serious person would believe that any president would do such a thing.
House members pass a resolution of support for U.S. troops. Their impeachment debate, scheduled to begin today, will now start tomorrow. Fireworks are certain here and there. Now, some White House officials are unhappy the impeachment debate will begin, even as Operation Desert Fox continues. But they say there's little they can do about it. The Republicans, after all, control the timing of Operation Impeachment. That's the story at the White House. I'm Jim Hanchett. Now back to you.
Now, this very serious situation has a curious or somewhat ironic twist. Russian parliament members were going to consider a motion to ask Monica Lewinsky to do what she can to, quote, restrain the emotions of Bill Clinton, unquote. At the last moment, Russian lawmakers decided against it. Apparently, some Russians feel that Lewinsky could help end the attack on Iraq. The U.S. and British strikes are being condemned by most major political groups in Russia. Many Russians are linking the attack to the impeachment proceedings. While the president's decision to attack Iraq is getting mixed reviews from Michigan members of Congress, Representative Fred Upton of St. Joseph and David Camp of Midland, along with U.S. Senator Spencer Abraham, endorsed the air attack. They are Republicans, but some GOP lawmakers are skeptical, including Pete Hornstra of Holland, who represents the Lake Michigan 2nd District all the way through Manistee and Benzie County, and Birmingham Representative Joe Kohlenberg. Congressman Nick Smith of Addison says he's also suspicious of the timing, and he doubts that the attack should be explored. He thinks rather the attack should be explored once the fighting ends. Michigan's congressional Democrats unqualified in their support.
Presidential impeachment hearings, airstrikes against Iraq, and global financial troubles. Wall Street investors have a lot on their minds. Even so, market watchers say this week's rally on Wall Street is not over. Investors appear unaffected by the airstrikes on Baghdad. Stocks continue to make gains on Wall Street. Overseas markets are drifting higher. But the brokers at the New York Stock Exchange did stop trading momentarily today to honor our troops with a prayer and a time of silence. And many people in northern Michigan had their prayers answered today when we got some snow.
Boy, I'll say it turned white outside. Let's check in with our chief meteorologist and see if the picture's going to stay white. Greg McMaster.
Well, I think with the temperatures as cold as they're going to get over the next couple of days, I think we'll keep the white stuff on the ground. maybe even into Christmas. Let's take a look at our current conditions and show you what we have in store for you. Temperatures in the upper 20s, winds west-northwesterly at 9 miles an hour. That's aiding in our lake effect snow. Regional Doppler radar does show the scattered snow showers slowly coming to an end across northern Michigan, but another regional snow mass moving in across portions of Minnesota. That'll give us another couple of inches over the next couple of days. So your forecast overnight, cloudy skies with winds becoming light and variable overnight. Lows dropping down to the low 20s, but there is a lake effect advisory in effect. Are you one of those in the county? Stay tuned. I'll have more coming up, including your weekend forecast.
All right, Greg, thanks for those words from our Doppler Forecast Center. Well, this just in, a verdict in the case of Ricky Joe Hornstra after only 3 hours. The jury found Hornstra guilty on all 3 charges, convicted of first-degree open murder for the strangulation of 87-year-old Leona Hagstrom last March. Hornstra also found guilty of first-degree criminal sexual misconduct and armed robbery. Hornstra testified on his own behalf this morning and said he's sorry, but the jury didn't take much time to convict him. Hornstra is expected to be sentenced, and we'll have a live report on this story coming up on News Channel 7 and 4 at 6.
Dollars for the environment. Part of a northern Michigan lake shoreline is closer to being saved from a housing development. 2 citizens groups have been working to preserve over 2,000 feet of shoreline property on Benzie County's Pearl Lake. It's a home for eagles, ospreys, and other wildlife. Today, the Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund granted $890,000 toward the purchase. Dave Fortin will have a special report tonight on News Channel 7 and 4 at 6 on what happens next with Pearl Lake. He also looks into 5 other major environmental projects that also received funding.
The history of the Grand Traverse region is now going to be available by popping a CD in and clicking the mouse on your computer. It's called Grand Traverse History Comes Alive. The Con Foster Museum, the Land Access Information Association, and 20 ninth graders from Traverse City East Junior High put the interactive CD-ROM together.
One can run a video clip of some historic reenactments. You can pick pictures, any of the 600-plus historic archive photos going back to the 1860s.
The new CD-ROM will be available starting tomorrow at the Con Foster Museum, Horizon Books, and the Traverse City Chamber of Commerce. Or for more information, please contact the Con Foster Museum.
Consumer news now. Americans throw out more garbage this time of year than at any other time. So do we need to clean up our act? Reporter Sue Yanello says yes.
Holidays, shopping, bags, boxes, toys, and trash. We Americans throw out more this time of year than any other, 25% more. From now until Christmas, we Americans will throw out 25 million tons of garbage. See this amount of garbage times this by 20,000. We're talking miles and miles of trash. So how can you clean up your act? Well, don't get a bag every time you buy. Bring your own bags. Another idea, don't buy ornaments when you can make them out of things lying around the house, like this one made out of a clothespin, or these made out of pine cones. Take one big shopping trip with a list so you don't travel all over from mall to mall wasting gas. And instead of wrapping the toys, wasting all that money on wrapping paper, hide them so on Christmas Day the kids have a treasure hunt. Bottom line, save on trash, help save the planet. That's the best gift you can give your children and the world. Sue Yanello for NBC News.
Well, from holiday trash to trashing my body, we're looking for the perfect exercise routine for 1999, right?
We'll show you 3 no-sweat, low-impact workout options next in Health News. But first, a look at today's stocks. Stay with us.
Well, we all know it's important to exercise, but what if you could have a no-sweat, low-impact workout you could fit into your lunch hour? Molly shows us 3 options in today's Healthy Living segment. Molly?
No sweat, low impact workouts, just in time for the new year. We're going to look at the Pilates method, the yoga method, and the sitting at home in front of the TV watching soap operas method. First, Pilates. It's a method developed by Joseph Pilates right around World War II to help veterans who were immobilized by their war wounds. That's why one of the devices used in the Pilates method Looks like a hospital bed.
But today, Pilates instructor Julie Glasser says the workout attracts an increasing number of people who want toning and firming without the high sweat impact of aerobics and the strain of weight training. Joseph Pilates believed that if you built strength in the very center of the body, in these muscles, that strong core would support your entire body. So you're no longer straining to do things the wrong way with the wrong muscles. It may look easy, but it's not. If you are looking for a New Year's doable workout routine, check out the Pilates method.
Wings, and then exhale, vinyasa. Come down.
Yoga, a 5,000-year-old exercise that stretches everything.
Even muscles you don't know that you've ever had. So basically it stretches and strengthens the legs, the arms, hips, tones the abdominals.
But yoga instructor Darren Friesen says it's more than slow stretches and strange poses.
It goes much deeper than that. It works not only on the musculoskeletal system, but it also works on the nervous system, on your breathing, your respiration, on detoxing your system.
No big muscles, no loud music. You don't even need gym shoes.
And there are also some exercises you can do while doing household chores.
Take this rubber band, we're going to put it right around your ankles. Okay. All I want you to do is literally vacuum while you have that rubber band on. What we're going to be seeing here is Nasida's going to be working all different variety of her muscle groups in the hip area, her thigh, her outer thigh.
In fact, personal trainer John O'Connor says there's never a wrong time to exercise around the house.
Even while sitting around just watching TV, we can work different parts of the body. Here we have an inner thigh exercise where you just grab a ball, put it between your legs, and squeeze.
Now here's an upper body exercise you can do around the house or around the office. You just put a rubber band around the leg of a chair, grab it, and start working some of those upper body muscles. That's how busy we are these days, cramming exercise into an already overbooked day.
The Pilates method, yoga, and the in front of the TV stretches are some kinder, gentler workouts that shape you up and melt away those inches. No sweat. And that's all for today's Healthy Living segment. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks, Molly. I think I might try some of that. Chief Meteorologist Greg McMaster joins us with our forecast when we come back.
Time now for weather with Chief Meteorologist Greg McMaster, and a few changes in tonight's outlook as far as snow.
Yeah, and it's that kind of pattern where it's here, it's there, then it's gone, then it's here, then it's there. It's all...
Well, you can tell Dave's lived in Michigan for a long time.
Right.
Yeah, those who've lived here for a long time know that it can be snowing so bad within a half mile, and then you can break out of it, and it's sunny. And that's what makes Michigan weather so beautiful.
You know, I want to jump in for a second. We should warn folks, the roads are very slippery. The scanners in the newsroom are going up because it thawed and now it's freezing.
Freezing back up.
They said it's like skating rinks out there.
Well, you heard it from Dave himself. Watch out, it's going to be slippery. Let's take a look at the almanac and show you what we have in store for you. Yes, that's right, temperatures are going to be dropping and quite cold tonight, although our high today of 33, our average is 31, not too far off in our overnight low. While we had 29, we'll definitely be getting colder than that. And our sunset, 5 o'clock tonight, and it's already passed. So for tomorrow, our sunrise about 8:10 in the morning. So we are going to be dropping down. It will be getting cold, already below freezing. 26 for Sault Ste. Marie, upper 20s elsewhere across most of northern lower Michigan. Winds west-northwesterly at 7 to 10 miles an hour. A regional Doppler radar shows most of the lake effect snow showers now starting to slowly come to an end across portions of northern Lake Michigan, but there is another system moving in across the Midwest region. Now here the winds are out of the northwest. You can see the way the clouds are starting to move. These are snow showers now, but if you look farther to the north, the next band of snow showers are starting to come down from the north, and that means our winds are starting to shift. So our lake effect area, our advisory anyway, is starting to come to an end, but there's going to be isolated areas that'll still be picking up a few inches, and here's the area that we're going to have. With the winds out of the northwest, these are the areas, but as the winds shift to the north, it looks like Point Betsy, Platte Lake in that area will pick up a little bit more as far as accumulations go. A little bit farther to the east, areas across portions of northwest Kalkaska will slowly come to an end, and this area will start to slide more into the Grand Traverse Bay area, so areas like South Airport, Hammond Road in that area will pick up a little bit of an accumulation for the next couple of hours. And then areas, this wide area of Charlevoix County and portions of Antrim will slowly come to an end. It'll be mainly Norwood in that area going up to Charlevoix along US 31 that'll still get hit pretty hard with the northerly winds. Elsewhere, you're just going to see scattered flurries across most of northern Michigan, and temperatures will continue to drop. Escanaba and Manistee both in at 27 degrees, Sioux in at 26, just about everybody into the mid to upper 20s with our winds out of the northwest at 5 to 15 miles an hour. And the extent of our cold air only stretches back into Minnesota and portions of the Dakotas. Elsewhere, you can see the warmth stretching all the way into Wyoming and even portions of Idaho. So for Friday, look for scattered snow showers to continue around the area. Winds will shift slowly to the southeast. That'll keep the snow in the area. A trough of low pressure will create some unstable activity, and that means we'll see the scattered showers well into Sunday and early Monday. And then another system moving in will add some more snow showers as we head in towards the Christmas holiday. Your forecast for the overnight hours, temperatures dropping down, cool into the 20-degree mark for both the Upper Peninsula and Sheboygan region. Elsewhere, lower 20s for the exception of Ludington and Mount Pleasant, down to the mid-20s. Winds variable, and they'll shift to the northwest slightly through the overnight hours. It'll be back and forth a little bit. And then your highs tomorrow comfortably reaching into the low 30s for the exception of the southern portions of the viewing area, 34 and 35 respectively. Again, scattered snow showers off and on. Winds southeasterly at about 10 miles an hour. And here's a look at your rating of the day. We're going to keep it fairly low at 5 with some scattered snow showers. And again, roads will be very slippery. Do be very careful.
Okay, got the message. Thank you very much.
Craig. You bet.
Well, you know, Mr. Food has some quick ideas for those many holiday get-togethers.
We've got lots of holiday drop-ins rapping on the door. Do we panic? Not if we've got an easy, fast friend in the fridge.
Time is usually of the essence this time of year.
Well, there is so much going on. If you still have some get-togethers planned before the holidays, you're looking for fast dishes to prepare, Mr. Food might have just what you're looking for.
One of the big questions I get this time of year is, how can I throw together a quick snack for drop-in or last-minute come-on-over? Well, if we have some cream cheese in the fridge, there's nothing to it. Like, we can make our very own holiday cheese balls by simply mixing some softened cream cheese with what we have on hand, and then just rolling them up in a big ball. Here, look, we mix in some chopped parsley or finely chopped veggies like cukes or carrots, peppers, onions, either one of them or all of them, and it tastes fresh from the garden. Here, some shredded Swiss cheese and bacon bits, and it's as French as quiche Lorraine. Sun-dried tomatoes and bottled pesto, very Mediterranean. Add a little salsa and shredded cheese, and it's a south of the border fiesta. Oh, wait. You got a sweet tooth? You roll a cream cheese ball in a mixture of cinnamon and raisins, or put a little dent in the middle, put in some jam or preserves. Done that easily. Do your own favorite combo thing, and they even form in any shape that you want to. And what we serve them with is another choice, because we can platter them with crackers or tortilla chips or different breads, maybe even some cut up veggies or fruits. And we've got a fast, fancy tasting spread or sometimes a dip in minutes. They'll think we were expecting them all along. I mean, we could even make them up ahead of time, cover them, and keep them in the fridge for those unexpected drop-ins. I mean, it's easy to be a kitchen whiz with a little cream cheese and a whole lot of, ooh, it's so good.
Well, now here's your chance to talk to us. Call us or write us online to comment on any news story you've seen here on News Channel 7 and 4, or to suggest a news story you'd like us to do.
Our viewer feedback number, 616-947-7770. The extension, 934. Our email address, tv7-4news@tv7-4.com.
And we'd love to hear from you.
And still ahead on First at 5, Palace Houpe previews News Channel 7 and 4 at 6.
And we'll take you to the theater. Tonight we preview the movie The Prince of Egypt. These stories and more when First at 5 continues.
Now let's join Palace Houpe in our newsroom for a preview of what's coming up tonight on News Channel 7 and 4 at 6.
Well, Dave, the verdict is in the Ricky Hornstra case. We'll have a live report for you. Also, let it snow. Now, some of us are pretty happy we'll have a white Christmas. Ski resorts are, however, thrilled. We'll have a live report from Boyne. And in our outdoor report, whitefish fishing. Where to go to find them. We'll tell you in just over half an hour.
All right, thank you, Palace. The story of Moses' rise from slave to prince has been told and retold for centuries. The animated story comes to the screen for audiences of every generation to experience. The show opens in theaters Friday nationwide. The Prince of Egypt features the voices of Val Kilmer as Moses and Ralph Fiennes as Ramses.
And if you're planning to add on to your family this Christmas, plenty of time. This week's featured pet at Cherryland Humane Society, a 5-week-old female puppy named Swirl. Has 2 female litter mates, 3 male litter mates. So even if Swirl's adopted, there are 5 more just like her. Swirl's active, loves attention, and here's Mike Cherry with this week's pet tip from the Cherryland Humane Society.
Are you asking what can I get for my pet for Christmas this year? Well, you might think about a sweater to keep the pet warm, or felt booties to protect their paws from the snow, or a new leash and collar, or a new water bowl and food bowl, or toys, or maybe a stocking full of their favorite treats. It's such a joy to be able to open presents with all of the members of our family.
Call the Cherryland Humane Society if you'd like to adopt Swirl.
More news at 6. Thanks for joining us.
Have a nice evening.